guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I am really excited. As you can see, today we have a new location shoot and I have a guest with me today. So yes, welcome to today's episode in which we will talk about modeling contracts and all that. So let me just allow my guest to introduce herself.
Hello guys, my name is Mikhala Barasa. Thank you for tuning in to Jacky's channel. I have a YouTube channel also. I'm going to plug myself. It's called Mikhala Barasa, which is fitness, leadership, conversation, and all things fun and fitness. Anyway, today I'm here with Jacky in my capacity as an advocate of the Highcourt of Kenya and her friend.
Yes,
thinking about it, I have known for 11 years.
I know.
We've known for a total of actually 12. That is 2009.
It was 2009.
2009
when we signed our first agency in Eldoret.
Yes, 2009.
Yes.
It's actually 2009 to 2019. 12 years. I've known her for 12 years.
Yes.
So Akida, kama mtu yeye amezaliwa tayari they in class 6.
Imagine.
That's how long we've known each other. But today I'm here in the capacity of an advocate of the Highcourt of Kenya. She has a few questions about modeling.
Yes.
And the law, and I'd be very happy to answer them because I have been in that. I was in that modeling space for a minute before I figured out where I actually wanted to take my career. So yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay, so we will just start with the very basic, because I know when you're starting out as a model or when you are called for a job, sometimes you're presented a contract and you really don't understand, okay, this whole contract thing. So we'll just start with the basic. What is a contract?
So first of all, we are shooting at Kilimani Bistro. It's right next to the House of Leather in Kilimani. If you know where the House of Leather in Kilimani is, you know where Kilimani Bistro is. It's that kind of nice restaurant up to next. Like if you come this side, come in, have a drink, we're having a juice. Their prices are very friendly. Like a glass of juice here is 200 bob. Unaweza afford.
Yes.
Anyway, a contract is an agreement between two parties. For if we are talking modeling, then we are talking for a job done.
Yes.
Or for a promise of a job to be done.
Yes. Okay, so that is a contract for you. So the next question would be, I know there are different types of modeling contracts that a model will encounter. So I think maybe we touch on the types of contracts, types of modeling contracts that a model or a talent will incur.
Might be required to sign.
Yes.
So the first contract is the contract between you and your agency.
Wow.
So if you're assigned to a modeling agency, the agency has some expectations of you. You have some expectations of your agency. And my advice to my friends in this modeling and sports industry is make sure you know how much your agent is taking home, because sometimes there'd be the cut that they're taking home for getting you jobs, and then there's the cut that.
Sorry guys.
Manyanga inapita.
Yeah.
Then there's another. There's the cut that they'll take home for connecting you to jobs, and then there's the cut that they might want to take home maybe if they are promoting you or promoting an event or doing the social media, or like there's a lot of cost that goes into it.
Of course.
My advice to you is forget the obligation. First of all, look at the money part and sit down with your agent and ask them, okay, so out of this contract, how much money are you making out of a job? If I'm making say 20k, how much is your cut? And think like broad, think what tax implications for promoting you, for getting the job, for anything else, maybe for costume, for transport, for whatever it is. How much am I taking home?
Yeah, so you have to, like, you are getting your expenses down.
Yes.
Like how much am I spending for this sort of work? What is the commission you're gaining from this work that I will get? Then there's also something called the terms of usage.
Yes.
How long do you intend to
use my footage?
And how long are you going to pay me? Yes, that is very important.
actually, I think the terms of use when you're getting into your first agency contract, most of the time you'll not be faced with the terms of usage. The terms of usage will come when you're doing now an individual job with someone.
Okay.
And the terms of usage is actually where I think most models wanavutiwa chini. Like that's
Very
where
true.
you lose a lot of your bargaining power.
Yes.
Because there's two ways. There's one, you can allow your content to be used in perpetuity, like forever. As long as the content is there, it's in use. Then you can give them a time frame. It can be maybe they can use it for 2 years.
Yes.
But if they're using your content for 2 years, if you're going on TV for maybe a juice advert for 2 years, why should they only pay you a one-off?
They should be able to pay you like twice.
Yes.
Because I remember I did an advert which was renewed. They had to pay us again for running that advert again. So that is very important to note. If they're reusing your content, they have to pay you
Again.
Yes.
And by the way, there's another way you can do it.
Okay.
They can pay you a one-off and say we're paying you a one-off and we'll use your contract. Your content will run on TV for 3 months.
Yes.
Then there's those serious and nice agencies that will tell you for every month that your ad airs will pay you a sum of maybe 10 or 20,000. So we're going to pay you for shooting it, and then we'll pay you every month your ad runs. And that's what I think the big agencies like Akina Calvin Klein do. Anytime you're on TV, they pay you a certain amount.
That's amazing. So that was our term it as mother agency contracts. Then we can go on to the other, I think, contracts, exclusive contracts.
So the exclusive one, when you say exclusive contract, you're talking about you and a brand.
Yes.
Just you and a brand.
Yes.
Like you take out the mother agency.
Yes. So it's like sort of an agency, more into an agency. It's like the agency has exclusive rights to your services as a model.
Oh.
Yes. So you cannot sign any other contract outside without consulting them, because they have exclusive rights to you as a model or as a talent.
Okay. So what you're talking about is you can call it exclusivity, but you can also call it as non-competition. So you can't go out, you can't do a job out of your contract. And if you're doing a job out of your contract, then you have to get the permission or the consent of your agency, or you have to a signed consent. By the way, don't say ati aliniambia niende. No, get a signed consent, get it on paper.
Yes.
And I actually advise people that if you're in a transaction with someone and there's exclusivity on the table, first of all, when you're getting into that agency, at the back of your head, no, I'm getting into an exclusivity situation.
Yes.
If you're not, then tell them, no, I'm not okay with exclusivity. I want to be able to do my own thing.
Yes. So that would lead us now to the third type of contract, which I think it's the non-exclusive contracts, which I think most commercial models sort of sign into this contract, non-exclusive. That means now you can work with several agencies without having binding yourself to one.
Exactly. So you can do an non-exclusive, like she says. But when you're getting into, I'm just gonna take you back a little to the non-competition and exclusive contracts. If you're getting into a non-competitive contract that you know I'm doing jobs for this and this and this agency only, please make sure that that contract has a termination date. Yes. Because most of the times we get into a contract and you don't know when the contract is ending. So someone is like, okay, I have a big job for you and it's this and this, and I need you to do it maybe next year, and you don't know when your contract is ending. You don't know if you wake up tomorrow and not have a contract. Like you don't even know if your contract needs to be renewed or not. You understand? Because a lot of people, a lot of models naively get into an agreement and ujui itaisha lini. You're just seated there.
So it's very important to note the termination.
The termination. Wow. And when you're looking at your contract, exclusive, non-exclusive, mother agency contract, make sure that is one of the things you have to be very sure of. No, I am binding myself for a period of 10 years. Yeah. And if I decide that within these 10 years I want to leave, this is the financial hit I'm going to take. Okay. Or these are the obligations I still have to fulfill for the agency.
Yes.
Now, an exclusive contract is like, I think, the sweet spot of modeling.
Oh yeah, it is.
It is the sweet spot.
You're not bound to
any agency.
Yes.
And an exclusive contract is just a kawaida contract. You'll do jobs for them, I'll do jobs for you. You will pay me, but I am not obligated to always do jobs that come with your agency. I can get out and then go and work with another.
And then I think it's also very important to note that when you book the job under that agency, that's when you owe them the commission money that you pay. But if you book in a different agency, not under them, you don't owe them the money.
Exactly.
Then I think there's one last contract, which is one-time off contracts. One-time off contracts.
That is a one-off contract or a one-time off contract, however she's calling it, is you get into an agreement with a party. It can be a brand, it can be an agent, it can be whoever it is, to do just a one-time job. Like it can run for like 3 days.
Yes.
You do the job for 3 days, you get paid and you finish. And the thing about one-time contract, again, that I need to highlight is sometimes you're doing it and you're probably doing it for a TV advert.
Yes.
So it's actually very advantageous to a brand to get into a one-time contract with you for a TV advert, because you say, I'll shoot this episode for 3 days, and then of this advert for 3 days, and then my obligation ends there.
It's done with that. So we're done with that.
We're done with that. But also remember, if you're getting into a one-time contract, like I think one-time contracts are best for jobs like activations, where your physical presence is actually needed. If it's something that you're shooting for TV, I know it's hard, but try and negotiate and see. It's a one-off contract, yes, I'm shooting the advert, but when it goes up, that is a whole other obligation and a whole other income stream that you can get. Yes. Because your face cannot be on TV without you being paid for that.
Very true. So I think we've touched on the main contracts, which are just 4: the mother agency contracts, exclusive contracts,
non-exclusive, and a one-time.
Then the other question would definitely be just highlight briefly the requirements that someone is just supposed to know, on general requirements someone is supposed to know before signing that contract with a client, a brand, an agency.
Okay, so first of all, I'll take you through the main components of a contract. An influence, a modeling contract or a sports contract.
Yes.
So first of all, you need to know the party that you're signing, or the agency, or whoever you're signing the contract with very well. And sometimes try and twist them and see if it's a company, are they registered, do they have a certificate of registration, do they have a PIN, do they have a physical location, like just so that you can know if push comes to shove and you need to sue these people. First of all, where am I getting them?
Yeah, where are you getting them?
Are they a registered legal entity? Because I can't be an Instagram page called Hot Chicks 46 Models, and then I do a job for you and then you don't pay me, and I can't sue you because you're just
I can't trace you. I can't even have, don't even have a physical location. There's nothing I can trace back to you.
Yes.
Because you only have an Instagram page.
There has to be some traceability.
Wow.
There has to be some traceability.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
That is one. You need to know the parties. You need to know the timelines. You need to know how long is my contract going to last. How long am I obligated to do this job?
Yeah.
Number 3, and this has to come out very clearly, and this is not just from a legal perspective, it's also from a business perspective. What are your roles? What is the schedule of your roles?
Yes.
What are you obligated to do, and what are you not obligated to do? So I can't come to shoot a video for Kilimani Bistro and they're telling me, go get the client a juice. That is not.
It was not part of the role that you were doing.
Yes.
So it is good to know what roles am I
doing. Yes. And then you cannot be told you're shooting content for like say clothing line, and they say we'll give you 5 dresses and pay you maybe 5,000 per dress. They can't add a 6th dress.
They have to pay you. Me, anytime I'm added, even in terms of hours or anything, you add an extra, you pay me an extra. It's very important.
Yes. So that's how, like, the project scope has to be very clear to you.
Wow.
The payment terms also have to be very clear, and I usually say this. You need to know, am I being paid before the job? Am I being paid after the job? Am I being paid through M-Pesa? Is the money going to my bank account? Is the money going to being paid through PayPal? How is it being paid? And be very, like, with your money, With my money, when I'm doing jobs, I am very clear. If it's a contract and you say, I'll pay you through an M-Pesa, this is the M-Pesa line, write the M-Pesa, yes,
immediately.
Write the M-Pesa line on the contract.
Yes,
this is my M-Pesa number. You're paying me through DTB bank or whatever bank it is, write the bank name and the bank account and the amount on the contract.
Yes.
And on what date? If you're paying me in 3 installments, installment 1 is this date, and this date, and indicate that anytime that you don't pay me, I'm going to send you an email or a text reminder to tell you that I need to be paid.
Wow, that's really nice to note, especially on the payment. I mean, no one wants to do a job that someone takes advantage of your sweat and all that, so it is good to know the terms of your payment and understand the mode of doing the payment.
And then another thing is consent to use your content, consent to use your image, and consent to use your videos, and consent to use even your name, because there are some contracts that you might be required, your name might have to pop up, and there are some contracts that your name really need not pop up. So you need to give I can't call it exclusive, express consent that I agree my name will be used, my image will be used, my likeness will be used, and the time for the usage. You can make sure the timing for the usage is very clear. They tell you we're going to use this content for the next 3 months. If it goes outside the 3 months, start demanding payment.
Yes.
Like from where I come from, I actually need models to start being problematic with people that use your content without your consent. There's just a case that I was studying. Actually, I'm very much intending on putting it on my Instagram story of a motorbike guy that so it's actually kind of kidogo like a modeling contract of a motorbike guy that took a motorbike on loan from a microfinance, and then his picture was taken when he was being handed the bikes, and it was, oh, we're encouraging people like, yes, this is a microfinance, we do but they did not ask for his consent to use the pictures on brochures. That guy just got paid 2 million 2 weeks ago. Wow. Yes.
Wow.
It's like that is where now models should get.
So you should be able to put your voice out there, and if someone is using your image and whatever content without your consent, you can sue them. And
you can sue them.
Mikhala is here to do the suing.
You can sue them. You can totally sue them.
Wow, that's really amazing to know.
And then, sorry, let me just finish. And then you need to know when disputes arise, how are we solving them? Are we negotiating? Are we arbitrating? Am I going to court? That has to come out very clearly in your agreement. The other thing is you guys do contracts that are outside Kenya sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you sign contracts
you need to be very sure if it's you're doing something for an online print, which laws are applicable. Which jurisdiction is that contract being signed? You can be signing a contract in the States, and maybe their data privacy laws are different from what ours are. So you need to be very clear. We're doing this under the laws of Kenya, or under the laws of the UK, or under this and this laws. And when you're signing that contract under those laws, make it a point, or even get your lawyer friends. I know you models surely have such cool, nice friends in high places. Get your lawyer friend to look at your contract and be like, okay, so what does the law say about modeling in the UK?
Yes.
Is this contract safe? Just get someone, they'll brush it
go through that contract before signing in and getting yourself into trouble.
In another jurisdiction, like, but in Kenya we don't do this way. But you signed the contract under maybe UK or another law. And lastly but not least, know when your obligation ends. You can't be in a contract forever. Okay. Know when your contract ends. Like the termination date is after 1 year. It's after know when the contract. Don't get into a contract without a termination date.
That's really nice to note. Then there's something I wanted to also note. I think something that I also struggle with, when you go sometimes to these agencies or even a client, what's the time frame that I have as a talent to go through that contract? What's the legal time frame? Because I don't want to just come there on we've met and we've talked, we've agreed on the terms, and then you just tell me sign the contract. No. Am I allowed to carry the contract with me?
Yes, you're not a prisoner.
Yes, thank you.
You're not a prisoner. You're actually allowed to raise questions on the contract. Okay. And you're actually allowed, someone will tell you, oh, I know, I need to do this job.
It's like they're hiring you to sign the contract. If you don't sign this contract, we'll find someone else. It's like a mini threat in a way.
I know, I understand this. Yeah. It's I keep saying, a failure to do a job on your part is not an emergency on my part. It should never be. And it's the same thing with contract, because you need a contract is something binding. A contract is something you might end up being sued because of. And if you don't fulfill the obligation, he will sue you, she will sue you, the agency will sue you, and they'll come for your neck. They'll come for your parents' land. So they need to give you time. Like even if it's, try even negotiate for 24 hours, even a 12-hour period, where you can say, send it to me on WhatsApp, I need to look at it. Please send it to someone to check, check it if it's okay. If there are questions to be raised, and that is the problem with young women between 18 and I can say even 28 or 30. We're usually very scared of asking questions.
It's the excitement and the very true.
Yes, you're very scared of asking. Me nowadays, I come from a place of kwani atani chapa. Like you might lose the job, yes, but you'd rather get into something that you're comfortable signing.
Okay, that's very true to me. So I think the last question would be: is there a difference between sports law contract and modeling contracts, or are they almost similar?
They're almost similar. They're almost similar because sports talent is modeling in some sense of way. I mean, like, especially because of the usage of your image, your videos in the gym. Like if it's something that you're doing for a brand, it's basically the team. If you're getting signed to a sports agency, or like a team, that's a bit different, because they have to pay for your training hours, they have to pay for a bit more. They have to pay for your training hours, they have to pay for maybe your rent, your food, they have to pay overall for everything. But it's not too different, yes.
Okay, so they're almost similar. So do you have anything else you want to add on to what you're saying?
Not really, but my point would be, get your money right. Get your money right. Like if it has to do with money, sis, bro, sit down, read that contract. Like look for people to poke holes into it.
Wow.
If money is involved, get your head, like make sure you internalize what it is. That's what I'd say.
That's really nice. So guys, it's been amazing having Mikhala. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a privilege and an honor to have such a highly ranked advocate of Kenya to take us through modeling contracts and all that. So thank you so much for tuning in and being here with us today. And thank you to Kilimani Bistro for hosting us and allowing us to use this amazing location for this shoot. So thank you so much. Mwah!
Have a lovely time. Wait, subscribe.